I'm sure you are here because you want to get the magic recipe of how you can become a cloud engineer and get hired in 90 days. Because some people have done it 5-6 years ago. Then they share their experience on how they did it. And this is valid for 2026, as they claim. For me, I can tell you comfortably that if you are starting from zero, from scratch, there is no way on earth you are going to be a cloud engineer and get hired in 90 days. Yeah, there could be 1 millionth, 2 millionth exceptions or connections or whatever, but I'm talking about the mainstream. I'm talking about the normal, and this is what I will break down in this video. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscription, activate notifications to get beneficial videos like this one. And if you like the video or benefit from anything in the video, please consider giving us a like and share the video with others so they can benefit as well. So I have looked at a video a month ago for the same person and a video that was a few days ago, and they are both revolving around the same thing. Establishing a cloud career from scratch, from no knowledge of IT in 90 days. And getting hired as well in 90 days. And the magic recipe were in the video. It is very clear that in the second video that was a few days ago, he received some harsh comments, and that's why he added some prerequisites, but still did not change the 90 days. So I'm not sure how you can stuff things into a plan and a roadmap without stretching the time frame. But it looks like the 90 days is a key word that will attract people to an academy. So what were the claims in the first video, in the second video, and why I think this is a scam? Let's go ahead and do this. So the first video, which was about a month ago, in that video, the roadmap was spend a few days on fundamentals. So you are a newbie, a completely and absolute beginner into IT, and you need to spend a few days on fundamentals. What were the fundamentals? They were networking, Linux, virtualization, and databases. So I'm a newcomer into IT. I don't know what an IP address is. I don't know what a network is. I don't know what NAT is. I don't know what routing is. I don't know what switching is. I don't know what databases are. I don't know anything. And you want me to cram all of this information in a few days. What would I get out of it? 10%? 5%? 20%? So the foundation of the building is shaky to start with. Then the second step, to go for AWS for sure, because they have 30% or 32% of the global market share. And this is an absolute idiotic idea. Yes, AWS has 32%, and I should start with AWS only if in the country or the region where I am targeting to work, AWS is the leading or is the leader in the market share, the one in highest demand. But in Canada, Azure has better opportunities than AWS. You'll find the situation different in Germany, different in the UK. In the UAE, for example, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Microsoft has made a major investment with the government, and that's why all the projects that will migrate the government entities or the government IT into the cloud are going to be Azure. AWS is catching up. So the advice should be that you have to find from your peers, from forums, from social media, from job boards in your country, who is the leading provider. And then if it's AWS, then okay, great. If not, then you go with the one that is dominating the market you are in. So that's the right advice. If they're all the same, then yes, go with AWS. So it tells me how shallow the knowledge and the exposure to the market is for that person. Next step is to focus on 4 core services in AWS. And they are EC2, S3, IAM, and VPC. And that's it. So forget about all of that. And the next one was that you should start to do projects. So I don't have a database, and I should have only spent maybe a few hours on knowing what databases are in the fundamentals. And now I'm supposed to do projects, but projects without database. So I'm going to launch an application or a website that doesn't have a database, because databases were not part of the core services that he pointed at. And then after that, you start to publish everything on your LinkedIn and GitHub profile. Yeah, but you didn't point anything to Git and GitHub at the beginning. How on earth am I going to use GitHub for a profile if I didn't know what GitHub is? And then afterwards, you should take the cloud practitioner or the associate, any exam, any AWS exam, just to get the seal that you are certified from AWS, which is crap. To take a certificate, I need to know why this certificate is being taken. How would it help me? If I'm going to do cloud engineering, should I go for cloud operations? If I'm going to do solutions architect, should I take the solutions architect associate? So which one would I take? Do I take the cloud practitioner? Would it add value? Nothing answered from that. And then apply for jobs. And congratulations, fireworks, everything is cool, and you get hired. Complete bullshit. Why am I saying that this is bullshit? I will come to that in a minute. In the second video, it looks like he had received a lot of questions, inquiries, or maybe harsh comments from people who know. So he repeated that. The title was a little bit different, but that was about how he did it in 90 days. So in the second video, he added Terraform, infrastructure as code, and he spoke about Python automation after Linux as a scripting tool. Usually, the advice is to go for Bash before you go for Python, because Bash is easier to assimilate and it does simpler tasks compared to what Python can do. But he didn't go for that. And then he stresses on the importance of writing documentation and the drawing skills for the architecture drawings and all that stuff. And he's talking about architecture trade-offs. So when you do a solution in the interview, they will ask you why this, why not that, why this, why not that. Are you talking about a career as a solutions architect or a career as a cloud engineer? What's the difference between the two? And I'm going to take you to ChatGPT shortly, and we can look at that. And in the second one, then he stressed that you can take solutions architect associate in 3 to 4 weeks because you do it the smart way and not the hard way. And he was referring that don't waste time on videos that are 30, 40 hours long. This is too much. And this is how he cut it down. He would answer questions, practice exams that will show you where the gaps are. And then you do flashcards for these gaps. And then you repeat until you reach the point where you can go and take the exam. So weak foundation. And on top of that, doing certification through practice exams. Don't go for courses. The courses that include the hands-on labs, the courses that include the projects, the courses that includes the design assignments. Forget about all that because it takes time. Complete misguidance and misleading to people. All right, so what are my comments? First of all, let's go ahead to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, what is the difference between cloud engineer and the cloud solutions architect associate roles? I am on ChatGPT and I'm going to ask what is the difference between a cloud engineer role and a cloud solutions architect role. So there is an overlap, but they focus on different stages and aspects of cloud systems. The cloud engineer, what's the focus? Building, deploying, and maintaining cloud infrastructure, so operations. And here you will find examples of what you will be doing. So you're going to implement and manage cloud infrastructures, compute, storage, networking, etc. Automate deployments using tools like Terraform, infrastructure as code, and or Ansible, configuration management. Manage CI/CD pipelines for cloud applications, monitor system performance, and optimize cost, security, and reliability. Troubleshoot cloud environments when you have a problem. Typical tools and skills, AWS, Azure, or GCP, and the services, infrastructure as code, scripting, Python, Bash, or PowerShell, Kubernetes and Docker, which was never mentioned in either of the courses, CI/CD tools like Jenkins, GitHub Actions, or GitLab CI. Solutions architect, the focus is designing cloud solutions that meet business and technical requirements. So as a solutions architect, you need to understand the business requirements. You need to talk to business people. You need to find out business requirements and then find solutions for them. Tools and skills, deep understanding of cloud platforms. How would you get the deep understanding? by cramming an exam in 3 to 4 weeks that usually take between 2 to 3 months. Architectural frameworks, well-architected framework and TOGAF, no mention whatsoever. Security compliance and governance, cost optimization and capacity planning, excellent communication and personal skills or team skills. And here you have the comparison between the two. So cloud engineer will be coding, deploying, and troubleshooting, whereas the solutions architect will be designing, diagramming, and consulting. The second one that I need to stress out is he didn't mention in neither of the videos cloud containerization solutions or managed containerization solution. And in AWS, that is ECS, the Elastic Container Service, and EKS, the Elastic Kubernetes Service. All the startups, most of the companies, if they have not started, they are planning to containerize their applications if they are going to migrate it to the cloud and become cloud native. So this is what has been happening for years now. And this person doesn't even know about it, and he didn't mention it in any of the videos. How on earth, I don't know. But it tells me, or it raises a big question mark about his knowledge and his actual experience, if that is the case in the field. The reference in this video was how he did it 5-6 years ago. With all due respect, the market has completely changed in the last 2 to 3 years after AI. An intention to mislead people by making it shiny and making it look like this is the magic recipe, so people would go subscribe to this academy, lose their money, find out the truth, and then try to find out the right roadmaps. Now let's go ahead and browse one of the famous job boards in the UK and find out what is expected from a cloud engineer in terms of skills and responsibilities. So I went into uk.indeed.com and I typed cloud engineer to find out the roles that are available, and we'll browse through some of them. So we are going to look at the level 1 cloud operations engineer, cloud engineer, junior cloud engineer, and I've opened them in separate tabs. So cloud engineer in Worcester, permanent position, job details. Forget about benefits for now, about the role. So let's go ahead and go down to the skills. Here's the about you. As a cloud engineer, you will have minimum 5 years experience in Azure cloud infrastructure and services, a degree in computer science, information technology, or related field, relevant Microsoft Azure certification, strong knowledge of Azure services, including networking, web application firewall, logic apps, and Azure OpenAI, deep proficiency in automation and infrastructure as code. This is Terraform here. And hands-on experience with Azure Cloud Security, Identity Management, and Access Control, Azure DevOps, GitHub, or other CI/CD version control, Azure Monitor for monitoring and log analysis, and some other stuff. So let's look at another one. Junior Cloud Engineer. That would be a good target for someone who's exiting or graduating from a bootcamp to start a career. So what you will need, team-based experience in cloud or DevOps environments, working with agile framework like Scrum, Kanban, or Lean, familiarity with CI/CD pipelines, no mention in the videos, and even if it was mentioned, how can it be stuffed in the 90 days? Hands-on experience to DevOps tooling, automation, orchestration, testing with awareness of Jenkins, GitLab, or Atlassian tools, and HashiCorp Vault for secrets management, strong communication skills, and certifications. Then also GitLab Terraform certifications will be desirable, and having certification from Microsoft. So 2 jobs, Microsoft. Level 1 Cloud Operations Engineer. Must-haves, experience with AWS or GCP, infrastructure as code, Kubernetes, GitHub, GitLab, which had not been mentioned in any of the videos, proficiency in at least one programming language, understanding of core concepts like observability, networking, and cloud management, and excellent communication in English. And nice to have Prometheus. Last one, cloud infrastructure engineer in London. Okay, here you go, about you. Bachelor's degree, AWS Cloud Services, And certification, they want the DevOps engineer or the solutions architect associate or equivalent years of experience. Proven experience in designing, deploying, and managing cloud infrastructure in AWS environments. Strong background in cloud services, including IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Terraform, scripting, Python, Bash, or PowerShell. Familiarity with containerization and orchestration. So the second job asking for Kubernetes. Understanding of cybersecurity principles and experience preparing for audits. And excellent communication skills. So you have seen CI/CD, you have seen Git and GitHub, you have seen Docker and Kubernetes, and monitoring in one of the jobs. Not mentioned in the videos that advises you that you can do it in 90 days. Okay, so what's my advice? Based on almost 3 years and a half now, building with other instructors and also helping hundreds of people get into cloud and DevOps. I have to be blunt. 90 days will not cut it, guys. So don't waste your time. If you are targeting 90 days, you will waste your money. You'll find that you are a shallow person from a knowledge perspective and you'll not get hired. Who can push it in 90 days? Someone who is very strong in IT, has a very strong IT background, and they are going to do nothing else 12 hours a day for 3 months. Maybe they can make it. But anyone else starting from a fresh level, there is no way you can do it in 2026 or beyond. There is no way. So don't waste your time. If that is your dream, even if you said 10 hours a day, you will not be able to do it. At the end of the day, they are new concepts, very new to you, fundamentals or anything else, and you will read and understand and forget and do it again and do it third time. You'll have to do iterations. And doing a certificate for solutions architect in 3 to 4 weeks through practice exams is a complete garbage. So you want to do solutions architect, you need to understand AWS services, all of them. Don't focus on 4 or 5 of them, as that person is misleading you. You have to do all the services. You have to do all the hands-on labs. It would be great if you can do 2-3 projects throughout, and that usually takes between 2 to 3 months with an average of 2 to 4 hours a day. 2 to 3 months. So that is between 60 to 90 days. So a certificate alone will take all of that. How about the fundamentals? How about Linux? How about Terraform? How about the time it will take for Docker and Kubernetes and ECS and AKS? So this is a complete bullshit. It would take at least for someone who is in IT 6 months to 7 months in order to cover the necessary knowledge or the prerequisite knowledge and project and the profiles on GitHub and LinkedIn and applying for jobs before they can be hired. So don't let anyone take advantage of you because you have no patience and you would like to do it quickly. People who are not trustworthy, they will give you garbage, take your money, give you some advices, be nice to you, and then you are on your own. So these testimonials that they share in their videos and academy and all that, these are for the ones, the 1% or 2% who have very strong IT background and they can make it through into being hired in 90 days. They already have all the prerequisites. They know Linux, they know networking, they know virtualization, they have done consulting, they have done pre-sales, they have done engineering jobs, they know IT inside out. So now they are upskilling, but they will never tell you that when they are trying to sell you their academy. So the advice that I have, and it is available in this video for the roadmap, it has a step-by-step roadmap that takes you from no knowledge at all until you are cloud ready, certified, Linux certified, Terraform certified, and Kubernetes certified. So you are cloud and DevOps. But it takes easily 12 months. Yes, you can apply for jobs, different jobs, until you reach the ultimate goal of being cloud and DevOps ready in AWS and Azure. You can apply after 3-4 months. You can apply after 6-8 months for another job. So it prepares you for like 5-6 jobs, not one only. Am I selling you my program? Forget about my program for now. I'm not selling you my program. I'm telling you this roadmap. Take it and challenge it against job boards and challenge it against what ChatGPT would advise you and find out if this is comprehensive or not. So take that roadmap and start from wherever you want. For beginners, it will take time. For beginners, there is no way you can do it in 90 days properly. If you want to cram exams and you want to cram knowledge and cram all of that, but this is going to burst in your face when you are in interviews. So the advice is go for the foundations, but spend 2 to 4 weeks. You are still a beginner and you need to get things right. The foundation of the tower, the building, the high rise has to be solid. Otherwise, it will collapse. Then you go after that either to Linux and Bash, but I recommend taking a cloud beginners course because that will provide you the environment where you can apply your Linux and Bash and so on. As opposed to building a VM on your laptop, but your laptop is old, so you have to upgrade and you have to spend money, you have to waste more time. You don't need to do all of that. Just know enough about the cloud where you can start using virtual machines in the cloud to do all the practice that you need. And AWS and Azure and GCP, they all provide free credits. So it's going to be learning for free for the first 6 months or maybe 12 months. So you have done that. You have done the beginner's course and you have done Linux. Follow it with Bash. And after that, do Git and GitHub. Do Python automation. And after that, do Docker and Kubernetes, at least for the beginners. And after that, you can do Terraform. After that, you can do Ansible. And after these 6 to 9 months, then you can start focusing on certifications. Why did we do it that way? Because you have to do the certifications the right way. And certifications the right way take time. So you push it till the end. But you will be applying for jobs starting from the 4th month and then on the 7th or 8th months and then after finishing the certificate. So you will be applying along the way. But expectations have to be set right. For the fundamentals, we have just came up with a brand new foundation course that will take you through foundations of IT and networking, routing, switching, virtualization, physical servers, and then DNS, what is network address translation, what is cybersecurity, what is network security, hands-on on the AWS cloud. And then it takes you through coaching, so you are not committed to any job or any role. Takes you through coaching and explains to you the different roles that are in demand in the IT landscape right now, and also introduces to you Git and GitHub and Docker and Kubernetes and Linux and Bash and Terraform, so you know what are these for and how they can be used at a high level. And then gives you what are the next steps for that learning. So this will be a perfect start for the foundations. I'm talking about the foundations now. For the rest of the program, you can go anywhere and find it, but follow the same sequence that is in our roadmap. And challenge it with ChatGPT, challenge it with people who are in the field, and they will tell you it is right and it is very comprehensive and it fills any potential gaps in the start of your career, and it covers most, if not all, the job posts that have to do with cloud engineering and DevOps engineering as well. So follow that roadmap with Dolphin Ed, with anyone else, it's up to you. This is the genuine advice. Challenge it, verify it, and follow it. And it's not going to happen in 90 days. I'm 100% sure, and I'm so sorry to say that, but it won't. If you are someone who's looking for shortcuts, you will waste your money, you'll waste your time, and you will figure out that you are not hireable, and you will have to start from scratch the right way, but then you would have wasted 3, 4, 5 months before realizing that, which is half the way to finish a proper program. So do all of that and find out the results, find out the confidence that you will end up with, and find out that you are not going to be a beginner, you are going to be equivalent to someone with 2, 3 years of experience in the field, and that is the right way to do it. All right? So please, please, please verify what I said to you. Don't take anyone on YouTube for granted, even if they have 10 million followers. This is not a measure of how knowledgeable they are. It could be a measure of their presentation skills, of their editing, of their lighting, of their animation, of their fluency in English, but it is not a measure of how good they are or how knowledgeable they are. And a lot of them are not in the field because YouTube is a job by itself. So hopefully that was beneficial. If so, please don't be stingy and give us a like, share the video with others, and please subscribe to the channel